Hey, good morning. It's Jupiter Exile, and we're sitting down to some Dark Souls 3. We'll be playing this for just a couple of hours, and this is not, I would say this is not our feature game for the day. We're going to be getting into Inscription later tonight, probably around 7 o'clock. I'm going to do that after dinner. Okay, so last time we were sitting down, I was making attempts at the Dancer, but after considering it, I'm going to be heading back over to Irithyll Valley and doing some work over there. I'm going to keep swinging around the Raw Reinforced Club, I think. Actually, I think in the Boreal Valley they may not like fire. Maybe I should be using the Fire Broadsword. Got 4 large Titanite shards. That's enough to take something up to +5 if it's already at +4. So I could take this to +5, or I could take this up to +4. You know what, that reminds me actually, there are more large Titanite shards that I need to grab. And the speckled stoneplate ring from running around near, in that frozen lake. So I'm going to go to the abandoned tomb. No, I'm going to go to the demon ruins and run around from here. Because there's a lot of stuff in that lake that I didn't grab on account of needing to kill that worm. Well, now the worm is dead. And I have not taken the time to loot all this extra junk. And I was trying to take out the ballista, but there's actually a wall around here that requires the ballista is still active to get through. So basically we're just going to drink a lot of Estus because I'm going to get shot several times from getting those dodges wrong. That's okay. The timing of the ballista varies slightly as a result of it needing to turn. Ah, okay. I thought that by delaying my getup until to the maximum, I would have enough vulnerability and then I could roll. My roll turned out to be too early. This may not be the best angle to do this from. The Shield of Want, I think, is one that increases my item discovery. Okay, number of souls received. Not that big a deal. We do need to be at full health for the extra defense. So the other way we can get through here is we can carefully run between the trees, using them all to line of sight the triple volley. At least mostly. I think this is the collapsible wall. That's a ring that boosts my defenses across all of like the elements. Increases like magic, fire, dark, lightning resistance, all that jazz. But not by a lot for each of them. It's just a good like all-purpose defensive ring. We don't really get the luxury of using all-purpose anything in an SL1 run. All-purpose just means not enough. Oh, I messed up. It's a little tricky to manage the camera up that much. It really doesn't want to keep looking up like that. I can't recall if that's because I have an auto adjust active or not. Okay. These stone walls will not protect you. And then over this way, you have a lot of crabs. And these crabs are actually tougher than the ones from back in Farron Woods. Yeah, they have like a bubble breath thing. trying to remember how they work. That's right, I think the egg stack you can attack for better damage. It's not important, we don't need to kill any crabs. We just came down there to get those couple of large Titanite shards, and now we've got them. So with that, we should be up to, what, 6 large Titanite? 6 large Titanite, alright. That is enough to take the Bandit's Knife up to +6. The Bandit's Knife is not practical for general use on, like, regular schmucks. For now, I'm going to keep using the Raw Reinforced Club as my walking around general weapon. Now, I would usually say that I hope folks have some fun, interesting Halloween plans. But I don't have any fun, interesting Halloween plans. I'm going to be here streaming. So, actually, I hope that you guys have moderate okay Halloween plans, but ultimately nothing better to do than watch me stream later.
Just wasn't it?
Alright. Reinforcing. Yada yada. Take it up to +5. We can't take it to +6 yet. That's fine. I don't think I'm gonna care about the fire broadsword anymore. I don't think we'll be using that. There is an interaction of like split damage types versus
I have blessing.
I needed to talk to Cirrus more. Okay, she should be done with her thing now. There is an interaction when you split your damage. Each type of damage you're inflicting is individually resisted, and it causes split damage weapons to typically do a lot less damage than single damage weapons, unless the enemy is specifically vulnerable to the split damage type you're trying to inflict. So there are a few weapons that are still viable with split damage, but only against very select enemies that take notably more damage from the attack. I need to cross about this threshold. A little messy. Yeah. Got tangled up on dodging. I need to actually read this guy instead of just dodging randomly. On Dark Souls 3, you can get through a lot of attacks just by dodging frenetically. Because certain enemies, they'll just keep doing stuff, you'll happenstancely dodge it, and then you'll happen to turn around at the right time. Or they'll do a big delay at the end of something, and it'll buy you all the time you need for your, like, stupid dodging workout. Yeah, this guy also, the thing about this guy, he has a lot of little motions that are not actually attacks. Sometimes they stagger you anyway. You can try taking distance against him to avoid all these little jostles, but his, like, front legs and the bone cage will just kind of jilt you around. I gotta remember how to fight him effectively. I think I need to actually, you know, wait for him to do stuff and then try to punish things he's actually doing. Yeah, locking on's a no-go here. Need my stamina back. That'll be it for him. Drops the Pontiff's right eye. Now, funnily enough, like, that fight and this bridge is like a subsection, and then you get another bonfire, like, immediately in this courtyard. Very generous of the game. I believe you're not allowed to cross that shimmer without having the doll that is acquired from killing the Deacons of the Deep. So I'm going to light this bonfire. Somewhere along here, there's like the ability to progress Cirrus's quest. There might be something else that has to happen for that, or maybe it's in the courtyard. Cirrus's quest requires that you confront the Mad Knight Hodrick, who earlier is the representative of the Moundmaker's Covenant. He is Cirrus's crazy father. So there's like a whole thing going on. I'm hearing a lizard, but I think it's pretty far out of here. Okay, I don't remember exactly where that summoning sign is supposed to show up, but it doesn't matter too much. Like, it's not that big a deal for us to get this. We do want to get a weapon that is dropped by Hodrick after a certain invasion fight, because it's a very good split damage lightning weapon. These guys are not real. That's right, that guy's real. We've got more Boreal Valley type guys around here. So they are all sorts of tall and lanky and fairly dangerous. He's mad at us. Yeah, they do this like double attack with a magical slam thing. There, it doesn't open from this side. I believe over there is where we can first get the Doris's Gnawing spell, which is that like insect cloud dark magic thing that so many of those other characters have been throwing at us. Yeah, this bit is tricky because it's hard to fight only one Irithyll Knight as you're going. Yeah, the next couple of sections here are some particularly difficult enemy sections. So the reason I've come over here instead of continuing to work on the Dancer is because I really want to see how strong the full bleed strategy against the Dancer can be, and it's not going to be at its best until I have a weapon that inflicts bleed. Like a bleed-infused weapon. He just shot something at me. So I looked up where I have to go for the bleed infusion, and it's in the Irithyll Dungeon, which will be after this area. So I'm trying to get over there. Current. That's the thing. The third guy is up that staircase, so I'd like this guy to move forward, but he does not want to and doesn't need to. Oh, now he hit me, so now he'll come in. Yeah, this club does pretty well at this this current degree of upgrading. Yeah, if I had not gone into the subterranean lake, I would not have gotten this much large Titanite. So I'd be struggling to have a weapon this upgraded without going into that area. Also, that illusory wall that got me 3 large Titanite was very nice. Okay. I remember so many of these places are really messy. Because we've got, like, crowds of guys. We've got, like, these kind of haunted characters. These are like your standard glass cannon type enemy. Where they don't have a lot of health, they stagger really easily, they just do a lot of damage, and they come in large groups. So we've got 3 of them over there. The one who's carrying the burning stake is actually fairly dangerous. They cast a few different sort of pyromancy looking spells. I don't know if it's possible for me to get around this patrol, because the patrol has like a linked aggression thing, and the other characters kind of lag behind it. Irithyll's design is pretty interesting because it's a lot of fairly short, fairly challenging enemy gauntlets with a lot of bonfires. And I actually appreciate that a good bit. I think it's a pretty interesting way to set it up. Like, okay, beat this. Alright, now try to beat this. Okay, I think I'm in the clear for those guys. I'll have to fight these guys for sure. Yeah, and some of these guys have magic swords. Okay, that did tick off a caster. They can attack from really far away. They have one attack that goes in a line shot across the ground, one attack that just appears beneath your feet. I forgot about the beneath your feet attack. I was trying to get line of sight so that I could heal. That was not going to happen. Yeah, it's those casters mixed with the other guys that make Irithyll pretty tough. Let's see if I can just take on some of these guys. I actually got body blocked in between all three of them. Like, they had me on all sides. And they'll keep swinging at my corpse for good measure. I do want to experiment with running past a lot of these guys, because the casters, for all that they're dangerous, they don't run at you super fast. And in cases where I have a caster that's up on a ledge behind some other stuff, I am going to have to be able to run over to get him. Will that actually tick off both of them at once? Yep, it did. You're down. These guys do drop that blue rime moss, which will cure frostbite. Usually you either want to not get frostbitten and just not worry about it. Alright, I'm actually going to move out of his line of sight. This will force him to move over. He can't shoot projectiles at me from here. So he should actually move up. Or he just doesn't. Oh my god, he just loses aggro. And the other guy's angry now. There we go. This small contingent of like 3 knights is actually probably my least favorite part about this section. That credited me a backstab, but he was not there for it, so it put me in the long backstab animation with no payoff. Just kick that shield out of the way and clock him in the face. Okay. Excuse me, sir. Yeah, if I cut left, those guys won't be annoyed, but I won't have the angle to avoid these 2 patrols of enemies. That's a line. That is a breathing cone thing. Yeah, the casters do actually have a fair bit of health, and it's very difficult to heal when they're paying attention to you, because they can just kind of hit the floor with their stick and mess you up. But we move out of the way for just a little bit, and we're able to take him out. Okay, so it seems like the other patrol from down here was not able to follow through after me. Ay. That's what we get the moment we're back online. We're getting messages about hole ahead. Yeah, so that entire procession has currently lost interest in me. They might choose to regain interest soon enough. Yeah, okay, we've got one guy who's really keen on coming up over here. You do that. And that woke up another guy, another couple guys. Got a few guys. Nope, now they lost it. Now he's angry. I think the ones with the blue swords are a little bit more aggressive. Oh, he's not dead. The only variety that can attack up is the caster, and the caster has not stuck around. He's going to spam the ranged attack. Is he going to actually come all the way over here, though? Yeah, this is a segment that we pretty much have to take slow, because it's just a lot of guys. There we go. Thank you. I was really concerned that he was not going to give me a good opening, and that a second guy was going to come around the corner. If you're not mad, I'm not mad. I believe we've got a crystal lizard right over here. I had to keep my eyes open because I could not recall if there was... Right, that is an illusory railing. We have those now. I think what I want to do here is actually press a little bit further forward, because I think there is a bonfire. Came from over there. Yeah, this place is kind of like that. I needed to commit to the bonfire I was running for. It's pretty rough. So they got out a new patch recently for Grim Dawn, with a lot of changes to the monster infrequence. I might sit down and build a character in that later. I get it. Your combo doesn't stop. Just fall down. Yeah, that combo they like to do is deceptive, because it doesn't stop, but they like to pretend that it stopped. I think I can just go up here and fight this guy. Well, not like that. Yeah, the shielded knight takes long enough to approach that I think I can just run past him real quick and fight the guy on the stairs. Let me try that, because I'm sick and tired of waiting for this section. Like, if I have to wait for this section, I have to wait for the patrols to be right in the next section. It's just a pain in the neck. Get over here already. Kill you both at once. Take that. Okay, skirting this corner to avoid that patrol feels correct. Running past this patrol is dicey. Now with more dodge rolls. I know my bonfire's not too far from here. I just don't remember where it is. So we're just going to scout for a bit. Okay, I got one of my pursuers. I didn't get the dodge in time on the wake up. Okay, so it's not that way. I think it might be more on the left. Yeah, I think I'm just going to run past the two patrols with the sorcerers, or the priests. Whatever they're actually called. The ones with the big ol' fire pillar things. I'm gonna run past them. You're not dead? Ah! He was not dead because I hit him when I didn't have full health. So I didn't have the attack damage buff from the Lloyd Ring. Yeah, topping off my health is pretty important here. Let's see, it's like 12 large Titanite shards if I want to get the broadsword up to the level that I have the current weapon at. Yeah, keep doing a loop-de-loop. Yeah, you can just hang out. I wonder if the shielded ones actually have an AI that causes them to be more aggressive when your back is turned. Wouldn't doubt that. Okay, the one up on there, I got hit by his line shot, which prevented me from getting that dodge correct. Because I was just going to roll a second time in order to not take the fire burst underneath me, but the line attack caught me. Because I can't look at both of them at once. I can't see what the guy on the ledge is doing. Just let me through. Excuse me. Part's dicey. But I think over here is actually where I'm trying to go. Like up over this way, and then into this chapel, where there is a bonfire waiting for me. Here we go. Cool. Now that area is done. Proof of a concord kept. Praise the rear. So, if I had been progressing her quest correctly, Henri of Astora would also be here. She doesn't appear to be here, so I've definitely missed, like, a chain in that. I'm not sure where exactly I've missed it. Probably, like, countless possibilities. Roster of knights. Right, now we have this area with these, like, half-invisible guys. They're kind of all over. You can make them out by that, like, kind of smoky eyes thing they've got going on. So you can see down there, there's an absolute crapload of them. This is also one of the places in the game where it's not a bad idea to break out the torch. Though if I hold the torch in my offhand, I can't use this club in the main hand. I only qualify to use this club when I'm wielding it in two hands. There's a lot of permutations in this path. See, because around here, we're going to alert some dogs, or dog-shaped things. Like, I'm not really comfortable with calling those dogs. They like kind of bark, but I think that's where the similarity ends. Oh my god, barely survived that. We're not getting much out of killing them either. Trio. Be wary of oddball. Right, so we've got this area down here. There's like a ton of guys. I can see a treasure chest at the far end there because its interactability is making it like pop from the environment. It doesn't render the way the rest of the stuff does. Yeah, that would be too easy. Right, and there's a ladder through there at the end. I'm going to see how much damage these guys take from firebombs. So I think firebombing this place is like a loosely viable way of dealing with it all. Not a lot, but it ain't nothing. I was worried that would make me fall down. Excuse me, just gonna get up over here. He will chase up the ladder after me, so we're gonna Estus on the ladder. Let me do this. Over here, grabbing this. That's not very important. And I would like to get over to the treasure chest I saw earlier, which is down here. Okay, they're not that tough. This is a real treasure chest. The Yorshka Spear. I think that actually follows the same mechanic as it does in Dark Souls 2, where it's a very bad spear until you break it. Once you break it, it becomes incredible. Because it's set up that the actual durability rating of the item is the durability rating of a stone that the spear is impaled into. And if you break that stone, it becomes a much better weapon. Now. Okay. Hidden path ahead? Not that kind of ahead. I feel like somewhere around here there is a funky way of going up or down. I don't know. Let's see. The waterways lead to a lot, but they're also kind of dangerous. I know one of these paths is illusory. Tight Knight. Cool of that guy to note after the illusory wall that there's an illusory wall here. That's classy. Like, not actually giving away the illusory wall, just kind of making a dumb joke about the illusory wall. Okay, that's right. That shrieking enemy wakes up and aggravates all of these other guys, which I'm not in the mood for right now. But I guess I'm going to have to get in the mood. There are some, like, freaky enemies out here in the water that are, like, set up to look like flotsam or corpses or something. And they just pop up when you get around and be like, hello. It's a nicely creepy little setup. And it's in keeping with, like, treasures are guarded. Like, it's like those mounds of stuff over there, those are enemies. I feel like there's also a big monster somewhere around here. I don't remember exactly where. Like all up in the canals, making it tough. I feel like there was a bonfire over here somewhere. Treasure ahead, you say? Yeah, okay, here's a bonfire. That's nice. Like I said, a lot of bonfires in this place. A lot of bonfires and forking paths. Bonfires, forking paths, illusions, darkness. It's everything you need. It's the full Dark Souls kit. A friend of mine was critiquing Dark Souls 3 for having linear progression, and he's right and wrong. Because Dark Souls 3 has a linear progression, but each area, each of the tiny zones within Dark Souls 3 are not themselves linear. Like, the individual areas of Dark Souls 3 are, like, pretty masterful in terms of how they are laid out. And a subsection of Dark Souls 3 has a lot of little shortcuts and useful tricks and things like that for navigating it more easily. So both Irithyll and the Undead Village are very nicely laid out. Really cool areas. They're super windy. It's a pain in the neck when you're trying to find everything, but it's just really cool. Okay. This area can be tricky because it's got some of those half-submerged guys, kind of in spades. Yeah, they're like these weird spidery grudge monsters. Or not grudge, but the ring. And I think they have a grappling attack too, which is the worst. Look at this. Isn't that awful? They make horrible noises. Their midsection looks very similar to the kind of open ribcage thing that the Pontiff's pets have, or the Pontiff's Chosen. Whatever those big fuzzy things with too many eyes are, and the huge gargantuan mouths. These things are kind of reminiscent of that. Yeah, they're really big on that initial charge. If that initial charge don't get you, these guys aren't that big a deal. They don't have a lot of health. They just pop up at you. Like over there, there's 3 of them in one spot. That's nasty. And of course, this is the sewer, so most of the drops are just useless dung pies. Don't even worry about it. This is our way on up and out. We do want to tangle with one last guy, so that I can get this item as well. Excrement-covered ashes. I believe that allows us to purchase dung piles, or something like that. Over here, get a nice drink of Estus soup, and another chat with our good friend Sigurd. Hello, wake up.
Excuse me, I must have dozed off. It's rather warm in here. Oh, I seem to have missed my chance, so I and a little surprise.
Gives us the mid-force miracle.
Finest, even we undead. And finally, to your vet.
And he hands us off a bit of sea
May
ground.
the sun shine.
Just a jolly old dude.
Have you heard somewhere, hidden and even below that, the Profane Capital, home of Yom, the reclusive giant lord?
Yep, this is Sigurd's target. Oh, I accidentally skipped that.
Sorry. I'm afraid I've cast a cloud over things. Well, the only thing...
There he goes. Oh man, people on the internet are awful. Sniper. Yeah, there's a somebody shooting big arrows around here, isn't there? I think so. Yeah, this is the point where we start to get into some kind of Anor Londo vibes for the area. We have to deal with some like Silver Knight type stuff or some Dark Knight stuff. Let's see. Now, I can't remember, since I think I'm at the point where I have the option to send Grey Rat pillaging again. But given that I've gotten the Onion Knight armor back to Siegmeyer, I can't recall if Grey Rat can still be saved in this encounter. There it is. He's up there. Excuse me. Okay, so there's a way up those stairs. Nothing over here. It's not illusory. Somebody punked him. Okay, so if we come out here, I think this is putting us back towards the central plaza area. Yeah, the dogs do like to synchronize. Okay, so I can run past that bit with the knights. There's a way to get up on the second floor where the archer is. That is actually an interesting trick of Dark Souls, or an interesting kind of caveat in Dark Souls. Dark Souls will never place an enemy that you cannot somehow reach. You know what? Just forget all of you. Yeah, now we have caster variants too. Can I get out of here alive? Good question. Okay. I believe this is the invasion point for one of those enemies? Maybe not. Is this the direction to the jail? Yeah, here we are. The Irithyll Dungeon. Okay, this is what I was trying to get to. Yeah, there's a forked path in Irithyll where you go either down through the dungeons to the Profane Capital, or you go up to reach Anor Londo. Right, I forgot about that. Some of these guys in the dungeon just scream. It's like, not even a lot of reason for it. I think the dungeon enemies also have some dudes who are vulnerable to fire. I have to watch out for that. The dungeon has these jailer guys. They have a special mechanic where if they look at you, they reduce your maximum HP by a bunch. And their brand is a really persistent hitbox that will just press you into the floor and freaking murder you. So this place is pretty rough. I think some of the things around here are going to get up and harass me. There's all sorts of squelchy noises. As I believe we've got the return of the maggot enemies. So I need to equip the torch. I think at least one of these guys is gonna either explode or do something post-death. One here might wake up. Yeah, that's an important item. I think I don't remember if it's an Estus shard. I think it's an Estus shard. Not that big a deal. So the jailers, in a lot of cases, don't pursue you specifically. They just follow a patrol, and they indicate that they're activating their special ability by kind of turning red. So you can just avoid them in a lot of cases by running past or doing something like that. That whole section is just built to spook. I think this one's going to scream at me. There it goes. Can I open this? Nope, that's locked. Okay, we need a key for that. Some of the jailers patrol. Those are pretty nasty. So patrolling ones, there's a lot less of an ability to deal with them, and it looks like it's taking me about 4 hits to take them down right now, which is pretty rough. Yeah, over through here, we've got one of these maggot things. That takes a lot of slapping to get through, so I'm not going to keep slapping that. I don't think there's much reason to. Yeah, unless I can open that cell door, which I don't think I can. Let's see. I think one of these cells somewhere has a false wall. But I don't remember where that is. Yeah, I need to get into this room. But I think that's going to require that I get the key. Getting the key opens some shortcuts. Need to avoid that jailer. Yeah, I'm trying to get down there. There's a bonfire down there, and I believe that's also the location of the Profane Coal that is my current goal. So if I get the Profane Coal and a Bleed Stone... Oh man, one of these guys decided to get up on the staircase. Sometimes you can evade a jailer just by moving slowly to go quiet. That almost killed me. I just got affected by the other jailer. You can see my HP is down to one-shottable. This effect does wear off after a bit, but it takes a while. And when you get your HP back, you don't actually recover the HP. You just get back the maximum. And so you Estus. Okay. That guy just had 1 HP left. So it's no big deal. Take him out. As always, we can kind of hear sounds, unsettling sounds from one of these jail cells. It's just this guy bonking his head again and again. Kindly stop. That'd be great. This one's actually openable. Is this a sign? You know, I think what I'm remembering wrong is that it's not that one of these doors is illusory. It's that we're going to come into a cell, and something's going to jump through a wall to try and get us. Okay. Yeah, we're hearing the maggots, but they're down below us. Okay, so we need to go across the bridge in the center here. So I think there's a jailer, like, just inside here. No? Okay, there's a jailer at the end of that hall. And then I don't think I can open this. Nope. Jailer didn't get mad from this far away. Is this real? That's a real weird thing in the wall. I think I can dip into here. There's like a guy. Okay, here's the bit with the hole in the wall. Okay, so it's just a hole. Pale pine resin. I think that's the magic damage one. Oh right, we've got these guys here. I forget about what causes them to be aggressive. It might be that they don't like light. Yeah, I don't remember if it's light or proximity for that enemy type. So here we've got a bit of a trick, because the jailer you can see, and the jailer that's harder to see. And another jailer that's harder to see around that corner. And that one's going to come after us as well. Any jailer that will pursue you is super dangerous. I slipped. We have no health. There we go. Now I can wait for my health to come back. I Estus too soon. That really mucks with, okay, and now we've got one of these guys. It's a bit more, clearly visible. Nope. So I need to keep diligent about, even small amounts of damage I take, because it breaks my Lloyd's Ring effect. And that Lloyd's Ring effect is very important to my survivability and my damage output, both. Okay. That's not an important item, so I'm not going to bother dealing with that guy to grab it. I don't remember exactly the attack patterns on those guys. This feels like a trap. Yep, that's why it's a trap, because that guy will stab you. Okay, so we move on through there. We're looking at this Profane Capital type stuff over here. It's now the first time we can kind of see down at what the Profane Capital looks like. And there's a guy here. It's awesome. We've got a dude that's throwing poison darts, or shooting bolts at us. I think they're poisonous, but I don't quite remember. Pretty sure, right? I mean, it's a safe bet. I thought he was dead. He wasn't dead. And now I've got a lot of stuff to go back through. I need to find this flippin' key, man. Okay. So I'm remembering now that a few more of these doors are openable than it seems. Yeah, that one's locked. Okay, what's my fast route through here? I know I need to go across the bridge. Pretty certain of that. Four hits for these guys is kind of rough. So it was across the bridge, and then I needed to move forward, and then on the left, and then I go through this hole, and then I just, you know, don't make eye contact with that dude. And then there's the tricky bit here with like 3 jailers in one room, but I think I might be able to just skip that. Also, this opens from this side, so now I don't need to do that segment again. Also, this is openable. This is going to scream at me. Jailbreaker's key, that's what I needed. That is very important. So now, rather than going down that way and dealing with all that other stuff, I'm going to make use of this Jailbreaker's key. It should get me into a couple useful places. First of all, I can open this door. It's a little hidden. It looks like a window. But this lets me drop down over here, which puts me very close to where I died before. Also lets me loot this for the Bellowing Dragon Crest ring. I don't think I can quite survive that fall down there. But I can be over here. Yeah, this time 2 hits killed him. That is a Mimic. So we will use an Undead Hunter Charm to loot him. There are a lot of Mimics in the Profane Capital, so we're going to want to... Missed a shard. Very important. We're going to want to get more of these Hunter Charms. I need to see if they're purchasable somewhere. So we have some holes there that we can fall into at our own peril. This hallway is like bunches of guys are going to come out. I think one of these doors might be breakable. Just a bunch of guys. Excuse me. Take this one. Do they follow me through that? I don't think they'll follow me through that pit. We've got a kind of resting giant over here. This opens up from this side. Actually, I think that one might open up from either side. And this, I think, is a ladder going back up to the same place with all the guys, right? Yeah, it's just a lot of dudes. Not into it. Okay, so we've got the sleeping giant here. If I smack him, he will wake up, but then I have to fight a giant. There's not really a better way of dealing with this area, from what I recall. Hello, excuse me, yes. Oh. I didn't die from being hit by the giant, I died from the fall damage of, like, falling a little bit. Well, these things happen. Okay, so now I have the dungeon key, so I can open up a lot of locked rooms and things and get more items. Oh, this one's differently locked. Jeez. We run past these guys, we kill this guy before he can look at me. Don't look at me! I'm gonna kill this guy because he patrols, and that makes him a little unpredictable. I took a smidgen of damage from something, so I'm just gonna restore that. I think, yeah, I was looked at for a moment by a jailer. Alright, so this one is the single jailer at the end of a hall with all the other guys. I'm just gonna plunging kill him. Taking like a little bit of retaliatory damage when I'm swinging in at these dudes. Okay. One side of this should be openable now, unless it's a different key. It might be a different key. Okay, I thought I could come back and open this. I remember that item is really important. Oh, I ran out of storage space for the recording. Let's see. Will I be able to fix that now, or... Yeah. Error occurred for that. Okay, let me see. Well, the stream has been behaving very nice the last several times I've been working with it, so I'm not going to trouble myself if the recording's not being recorded right now. As long as the Twitch feed is live and I get it exported to YouTube, it will live forever on YouTube, and I don't have to worry about storing it locally. I've been storing things locally as a backup for a long time now. Okay, so I think I just need to come through here, but I need to do something else. Because the area I wound up in is not necessarily where I'm trying to hang out right now. Oh. Because I think what I'm actually trying to do is maybe more towards this way. Oops, excuse me. Okay, so this one was only somewhat of a trap. It's a trap when I'm doing it from the other direction, so can I get it this time? There we go. A Titanite scale. How much punishment do these take? Okay, it's a full 4-hit combo for them. I think I might need to go through this cell. These guys are hanging out. Let me see. There's nothing obvious in here. There, you're free. Okay, I'm gonna check out what's over here. Is this also the Jailbreaker key? Nope. Okay. I do not remember how much more I need to get through to get to the lower parts of the jail. I can vaguely remember that at some point there is an elevator that can act as a shortcut. It might be one of those cage things. But yeah, that area down there is traversable later. This is a nice, like, hey, look at a preview thing. Quick LOS trick, kill you, kill you. That's still a mimic. And then we come into here. I could have sworn that was breakable. Is it this one that leads somewhere special? Oh, not if I roll off the ledge. Don't do that. It's bad for your health. Okay. I think there's maybe another way down here that I'm not utilizing. Is that I have to come over here and then run down that way instead? That might be a thing. So in that case, I may need to climb back up this and then go for an exit that's in that general direction. Excuse me, guys. Yeah, so I get to the end of the hall and then fall down. And then from here, I can go this way. Which means I don't need to immediately fight the giant. Because this puts me at the end of the little kind of loop where the giant is. There's also a ladder over there that I want to check on. As long as the giant's not ticked off. Let's look on both sides of him. While he's a snoozin'. Okay, so yeah, this is basically what I was trying to get to before. But with the giant not woken up. Also, now the rats are after me. There's just a couple of rats in here. I thought the rats in this area inflicted poison, but I guess I'm wrong. Now, if I show up under the giant's feet, I think he wakes up regardless. Yes, and while I'm in this muck, I'm not sure if I can dodge. Never mind, I can. I don't know what happened earlier then. I must have taken hits from something unexpected. A lot of rats. That's all the rats. Still very neurotically using Estus. I could slow down, but don't you tell me when to quit. Now, I want to check on something. I don't know if the Undead Hunter Charms work on mimics to put them to sleep, and I'm going to try that. Miscreant ahead. I think we have some basilisks around here. I'm hearing basilisk noises through the wall. Are they going to, like, drop down on me or something? I don't know. Anyways, that's a mimic, and that's real. Old cell key. There we go. That's the thing I needed. Does this put mimics to sleep? No, it does not. Alright. Oh, there they are. I've done this song and dance before. This many basilisks at once is just bad news, man. But I got the old cell key, which is important. And I want to go through here. I stopped running for my life, and all I got for it was this dung pie. Also in this room, there's like a zillion jailers. It's like, say hello to all that. Hell total's about to go. Yoink. Oh, I'm out of Estus. Dangerous. Dragon Torso Stone. Ah, they got me. But now that I have the old cell key, I can open up some other more interesting stuff. That is the general route I'm supposed to take through that whole area. I might have done better off just straight up fighting those rats, but there are at least 2 things I can open up with the... That's not the old cell key, it's another key? Ha! Jails. They're locks. Okay, okay. If that key doesn't open that one, then I think I know what it opens. Now, one solid quirk about the jailers, they're only going to attack you while they're colored red. They'll turn red either by blowing into their lantern, or when they take a hit, they'll click onto red immediately. But there is a point in time where you can be aware that they're not going to attack you. Which is like, while they're green, they're not going to ready an attack. Like, they don't swing preemptively while they're green. I'm glad that didn't kill me. That would have made me look quite the fool. For, like, taking a moment to gesticulate instead of playing the game. Still locked. Okay. What the heck is this cell key good for? Yeah, it's no good for any of those. Alright. Alrighty then. In that case, I'm going to take this back up. I could have sworn this cell key was good for that. Does it actually say in the description of the key what it's good for? Some of them do. Lift chamber key. Yeah, no, that would be one of the more recent ones. Got a couple pyromancy tomes I haven't handed over. Small doll. Dilapidated cower. Key to the oldest cell in all of the Irithyll Dungeon. Okay, so it's just one cell, probably. The oldest cell. Use a bit of a mid-air pivot to get that plunging attack. We anger this guy so that he comes back here. So we can kill him without having to deal with the archer at the same time. Kill the archer. Alright. This room we basically want to run through. That's still a mimic. It's never going to not be a mimic. We run past all of those guys. That is like a nice polite mob. All of them have really slow swingy weapons. Except for like the one last guy. And I got killed by rats. Alright. I didn't take the rats seriously. Rats might be a good reason for me to just upgrade the broadsword. It's nice and fast, and that's helpful. Uh-oh, that guy got angry early. Okay, so that like weirdly triggered a backstab for a moment when I was very much not in the backstab arc. Well, I guess I was in the backstab arc, but I was at the wrong distance for it or something? I don't know. It triggered a backstab, which was a way slower attack. It's very nice that you can just mid-air pivot there. If I don't top off on health, I don't two-shot that enemy. Alright. You can also get a slight stagger on those guys by rolling into them. Quite nice. Okay. One of the issues before is that I actually didn't top off before dealing with the rats. There we go. So I actually came at the rats before with slightly lowered damage. And these are like weirdly, I'm just barely not one-shotting these rats. It's kind of frustrating. Actually, I might one-shot these rats just by removing the grass crest. So long as I have full health. Okay, so here we have the giant rats, and I'm actually going to take them out this time. They have a nice slow attack pattern, mostly. Yeah, they do need to be taken a little bit seriously. They're just giant rats. Huh. Yeah. A lot of people don't like the jail for certain reasons. And, yeah, there's a lot of jailers over there. Kind of an extra special amount of jailers. Okay, this is a shortcut. That is what I need right now. Thank you very much. Yeah, this is the lift. Also, and I'm not going to be bothering with it right now, coming off of this elevator, you can roll like right there, and that is the Lightning Blade miracle, which is an essential miracle for kind of melee faith builds. Which is kind of a trick question because all faith builds are melee builds. Like lightning bolts, I think usually don't do enough damage by themselves, and there's plenty of good weapons that require faith. But yeah, you can get some pretty great damage out of certain weapons with Lightning Blade. I believe the Dragon Crescent Axe is actually has inherent lightning damage, but can still be buffed. As opposed to, like, anything you get lightning infused or blessed infused, you can't put buffs on anymore. So this room has, like, 3 of these dudes. Maybe more. I just want that item. I will absolutely take a death run if I can get that item. I'm going to take a moment to see if these guys are vulnerable to alluring skulls, to see if I can get that item. As I'm basically looking around this area for the profaned coal, and once I have that, I'm going to be going back to dancer attempts. I still can't open this, right? No, didn't think so. That bit didn't change. Okay, so let's see. Other jailer got mad. Now I think for the elevator, I think I'm heading down anyway. No, I'm not. Okay. I'm just making trouble for myself by having to run through here. Okay, so the bit with the elevator is across the bridge. Yeah, I think it's over there. Let's see, so here, and then I need to jump down. Ow, I jumped down in the wrong spot, for sure. Don't mind me. And here's the elevator down. Okay. So this elevator down's very nice because it kind of puts you at the most difficult section of the jail. Looks real nice and spooky out here. After we've defeated a certain boss, we can come back here to trigger travel to the Dragon Peak, which is the location we're staring at off in the distance. Okay. Yeah, this area is intense. There's a lot of cool lootable items around here too, technically. Okay, that's the bit with the rats, which is not where I want to go. I want to go in here, and I want to check and see if I slap down a skull, do you guys care about that skull? They do not appear to care about the skull, and I've got a jailer in here looking at me. But I got the item, and it is the profaned coal. That's what we were after. That's a mimic. Someone's gonna try to kill me here. We got the Xanthus Ashes. Dust Crown Ring, guy screams. Just when you forget that they have that thing they do where they scream, another one screams at you. This place, man. I believe this is the route down to the Profane Capital, which should have a bonfire somewhere around here. Do you scream too? No? Okay. I think we're done with that. It's only the ones in the flippin' jail. Yeah, excuse you. Oh. Do I survive that fall? Looks like I do. It's not comfortable, but I do. I just want to find the bonfire around here. There it is. We got the stretch out emote from interacting with that. This is Laddersmith Gilligan from Dark Souls 2. You can see that he's actually got some like ladders sitting around as well as his little trinkets. He's always referred to as kind of a hooligan in Dark Souls 2, so we're building up on that. Okay, so I'm going to go back to Firelink to turn in some stuff. Because we've got, like, I think I've got 2 ashes to turn in and the coal. So now I need to get a hold of a Bleedstone. Umbral Ash. Excrement covered. It's remarkable that she doesn't, like, she doesn't remark on the fact that it's excrement covered ash. That gives us access to dung pies and stalk dung pies. You can, like, play builds and do playthroughs where you kill a lot of bosses with dung. It, like, kind of inflicts a ridiculously potent poison. Yeah, we've got access to the Xanthus set purchasable, and we can buy the Sage's hat because we killed the Crystal Sage. Wolnir's stuff. Yeah, a lot of boss armors become available here as you go. All right. Now, Grey Rat, I think, will go to loot.
Hell. Discovering if the tales are true, it is. What do you think?
So I am going to go ahead and send him to pillage. There's a chance that this will kill him, based on like screwing up some quest lines. But I'm not really going to be bothered by that.
Goodbye, Deuce.
It'll happen if it happens. And if he dies as a result of this endeavor, I can just go back and like get his ashes later, and most of what he sells will become available.
There I am. What then? You're brilliant.
Yep.
Now, the primal. I'm afraid like this Pyromancy Tutor, I cannot comprehend. It is a spell. Only one tip.
There is another Pyromancy Tutor who needs to be found, who can teach like the last few things. But he's no good for him. Need to hand over this coal.
Test, wasn't he? Lords, this is much too dark. I see the abyss in it. Yet a smith but your fight is a cursed fate this may be.
And we can reinforce the Estus flask. I think we have, okay, we have just the one shard. So we now have access to the blood infusion, which is what we want to do for the Bandit's Knight, but we don't have a blood gem, so we need to get a hold of a blood gem. This will increase the bleed rating from 30 to 48. So we're going to require like a third fewer attacks on the Dancer to take her down. It does reduce the actual damage of the weapon, but bleed procs deal damage, I believe, proportional to the maximum health of the target. So it's very effective against certain bosses that are bleed vulnerable. Also, because I forgot to do this way back when, the transposing kiln that we acquired earlier, we can pass along to Ludleth of Corland, who is able to transform boss souls into boss weapons. So we can see like the things that we would be able to create from the boss souls. Some of these are kind of interesting, like the Pontiff's Left Eye, which is made from Vort, which recovers HP as you make continual attack strings. Some of these are spells, like you can get the Chaos Bed Vestiges attack, which is a very powerful pyromancy. Comes from the soul of the old Demon King. And there's some pretty interesting weapons along here. I think actually Wolnir's Holy Sword is theoretically usable on Soul Level 1 if you use 2 rings. There are just better things we can wield if we use 2 rings. The Wolf Knight's Greatsword, which is the Artoria's Greatsword, and the Farron Greatsword, which is the dual weapon combo used by the Abyss Knights, are both available here. The Crystal Sage's Rapier is actually quite nice. Yeah, they boost the magic damage inflicted by the sword and the item discovery of the wielder. Demon's Fist, Arster's Spear, some other things, yada yada. Do not be away over long. Okay. Alright, and I noticed that Cirrus is gone, so I believe her quest line has progressed. I wanted to check to see if Patches has shown up. I think Patches shows up on the left when he gets here. Whenever he's, like, willing to hang out. No? Was it on the right? Am I wrong? Is he just not gonna come around? Well, he's not hanging out yet. There are so many NPC side quests for this game, and the NPC side quest triggers are pretty complicated. It's kind of exhausting. It's the reason why there's a very nice checklist online to deal with all this stuff. There's nothing to do with these other than burn them, so even though the bonfire, even though the Estus Flask is already definitely as powerful as we need it to be, we're going to keep interacting with that. I am going to check on where I can find a bleed stone. Let's head into the checklist. Just give it a quick look for... Okay, no, it's not going to be there. I might need to go to the wiki. Blood gem, that's what it is. Okay, so there's one in Irithyll. There are like only 3 drops for the blood gem in the game. So I need to cut back to Irithyll to get a hold of it. And we'll be going through the church. It can also be acquired as a drop, so it is farmable. You can get it from the kind of pseudo-invisible guys that are hanging out. Okay. Yeah, Henri still has not relocated. I didn't go upstairs the last time I was here. I don't remember there being anything actually important up here. I think a lot of people were expecting there to be like an invisible wall here, but there isn't. There is some other way to get high up there, and then you like can fall back down. I think there is some kind of an item at the top. I don't recall. So, if it isn't a tree that's past here, I think it's over this way and then like off to the right. Yeah, because I went down that left route earlier. Yeah, I think it's right over there. Fading Soul. Homeward Bone. Glad I was able to kill that. Undead Bone Shard. Okay, so it's not quite here. Thought I saw a ladder for a moment, but I was wrong. Is it down this way, perhaps? Is there something I didn't quite explore down here? So there's this route that had a lot of the slaves, and then there was this route over here that just had the dogs. So this area I went through. I got the treasure chest that was in here. And just quickly cut through this. Ow! Oh, one of them grabbed me. I forgot they had that. I'm going to try the other exit from the church. It might be notable at this point that we actually get quite a lot of souls from everything we kill, pretty much. It's pretty effective. Well, we don't have to worry about like stockpiling souls or retrieving souls. It's just super easy at this point. Okay, nothing over here. I do still kind of need to check out the illusory area that I opened up. And what do we have here? Okay, it's just a large Titanite shard. Can't get through there. The, what's it called? A bloodstone, despite only dropping in like 3 different places, is not technically considered to be a unique item. So it's not going to appear with like the alternate look, the alternate item look thing. So I'm gonna check down over here. Large Titanite, that's handy. Dodge too early for his taste. Okay, so down here is where she is. That would be the Doris's Gnawing spell. I'll go ahead and grab it. That's a Witch Tree branch. Okay. I was wrong. This leads back to the beginning of the area. It's a one-way door. I think killing her gets me the spell. Which is not important, because I'm not using any spells.
Cleanse the bastard's curse.
Okay, that gets us the spell. One of the knights took interest in that for a moment. Teach him to snoop. I'm going to check back at the courtyard for a moment to see if Sirius's quest is showing up. I think it is across the bridge somewhere. Let's see. If it's not showing up here, then it might be locked by Henri's quest, because the two of them kind of intermingle. I think this is it. Touch sign requesting cooperation, enter Sirius's call, and be summoned as a phantom. Yep, this is a scripted setup thing. So now I need to remember where it is that Hodrick actually shows up. So we are with her fighting Creighton. That's right, it's not Hodrick. So we basically want to just work with her to corner him and create openings without getting killed ourselves and without letting her die. He'll use Estus, we're allowed to use Estus. I got a lucky backstab there when he went for the drink. And that'll finish him off. Duty fulfilled.
Thank you for your kind assistance. Blessing of the moon upon your journey.
So we can now trigger an invasion by Creighton the Wanderer in another location later in Irithyll. And his axe is pretty nice. I don't recall if we actually want to use his axe or if we care about that. If we do want to use his axe, it's probably going to be against some of the late game dragons. So that's important. I think that his invasion location is just after the Chapel of Yorkshire. Or the Church of Yorkshire. So I'm going to move over there. Yeah, there are a lot of signs here and things like that, because there's a point in the game where an enemy will appear disguised as a statue. We need to be embered in order to allow for invasion to occur. Embering goes away when we die, which is of course an inevitability. You can get embered by using the ember item or by killing a boss. Either one actually works. Shoot. Let's see, I thought it was around here that he can show up. There he is. Okay. One-on-one, this is a much tougher fight. In a lot of cases, the one who strikes first is distinctly advantaged. So he does swing a bit slow with his axe, so long as he's not coming out of the dash, or coming out of a roll, or using that particular attack. We finally procced a bleed on him after a lot of hits. That gave us the extra stagger and the damage to get him dead. We get his axe. It's quite nice. Corvian Great Knife. That's right, those enemies are Corvians, not Gru. I don't remember where we have to be for the Rotten Gru Dagger. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to double check that location again. Located by a tree after the church bonfire Drop down the ledge to the right after the dark-filled room. Okay. So I have to go through the dark-filled room, which was this way and then on my right. So since I have to clear the room, it's going to be over this way. Oh, he's dropping on me from the rafters. That's what's happening. That's why it didn't trigger the first time. So we need to drop off of this. Here we go. Right, it's this guy. I avoided him before and, like, gave up on that fight. Ring of Sacrifice, not important. Alright. Since I happen to be around here, I'm going to go through some of the offshoots of this area for some other items. Actually, I am risking 20,000 souls right now, which I'm going to need to do to make these upgrades. So let's not do that, and we'll go back to the Shrine Bonfire. I'll finish upgrading the Bandit's Knife, and then I'll go back to Dancer Attempts. Here's Cirrus after we've helped her beat Creighton.
That dark spirit was one of Rosaria's fingers. My fearsome, I would not have made.
We get the Silver Cat Ring by working with her, which is like super weirdly late in the game to be getting the Silver Cat Ring. I don't think we need to buy anything from you. I haven't killed a boss, so Grey Rat's exploration is not considered to be done.
Well, just good, wasn't it?
Infuse the Bandit's Knife with the Blood Gem for extra bloodiness. And then we'll reinforce that up to a +5. Alright, and let's see, while we're here, I want to reinforce anything else. So, the Dragon Slayer's Axe requires that we use 2 rings in order to wield it, but it is a good weapon. Raw Reinforced Club I can't do any more with right now. Let's see, what else is viable? The Blessed Mailbreaker is kind of neat. It comes in with an infusion that we don't like. Both the Mailbreaker and the Rapier are wieldable, so long as I'm using the what's it called? So long as I'm using the Karthus Milk Ring. We don't have the large Titanite to make that anymore. Okay. So I'm gonna dump the rest of these souls into probably some more Karthus Rouge. Oh, actually, we have access to gold pine resin now. So let me get some of that. Oh, you know what else? I had said before that something I needed to do. I don't need too many. I need to stockpile on the Lloyd Charms so that I can loot mimics without fighting them. So, we're gonna grab several of these. They're not called Lloyd Charms anymore, they're called Undead Hunter Charms, but whatever, I still remember what they were called. Okay, so now we're going to equip the Blood Bandit's Knife, and we'll remove this, and we will go back to Grass Crest in the offhand. And we're not wielding it in the offhand for a super particular reason. And we're going to the Vort Bonfire. Biggest reason we're wielding it there is so that we're on the one-handed attack pattern. We could do the one-handed attack pattern without the shield. Might as well get the extra stamina recovery. Okay. This is close to... This is an ideal equipment set for fighting... yeah, we got 51 bleed per attack. Now, Dark Souls 3 introduces the luck statistic, which can actually be used to improve the rate at which you apply status effects, such as bleed and poison. That's a burst. sweep. We'll miss. That's a grab. Oh. I dodged too early and just wrong. Don't get grabbed, kids. Yeah, I basically, if I dodge to the right or the left, those both work on the grab. I forgot to put Karthus Rouge on my bar. Although now that the weapon is infused, yeah, now the weapon's infused, I can't use Karthus Rouge anymore in the fight. But the infusion gives us like kind of a steadier result than having to worry about applying Karthus Rouge. We are technically less effective, but we don't have as much like mid-fight maintenance to do. Yeesh, though, a first phase death. I haven't been taking those. But now I'm off compared to the other day. Man, when I was first, I guess I was on a groove when I was first getting down to this. Loosey-goosey. Loosen it up. So the game plan for today is I'm going to be playing in Dark Souls until around, I was planning on around 2 or 3 o'clock I would stop. That's, okay, it's 1 o'clock now. So I got at least another hour in it. After that, I might do some grocery shopping, check in with some friends, and then get myself some dinner, and then I'll settle down to Inscription later tonight. If you get hit by the first bit of that, you do need to roll out. It's like a delayed double hit thing. The other thing you need to do if you get hit by that is feel shame, because you done screwed up. Lead her booty. That's her phase transition. Her ability to turn while she's doing that is a bit limited. After her last one, we run back in. Dodge the sweep. Okay. That's a challenging string to just dodge my way through, but I'm trying to stay closer to the boss than before. Is if I take too much distance on the boss, I can't punish moves like the slow uppercuts. Whereas if I'm close to the boss, slow uppercuts is a huge opening. So lets me put a ton of work in. So the biggest reward for beating this boss is after beating this boss, without fighting any other bosses, we'll be able to get to a ring that gives us extra faith, which will allow us to use the raw Astora straight sword, one of the strongest weapons in the game for our SL1 play. Get another quick 2 hits. That one with a slam. Got a stagger, get stamina back. Phase change. I didn't get as many hits as I wanted out of that phase change. This is the string that killed me last time, and it killed me again. Strings like that are by and large the reason I've been keeping my distance. It's a long sequence to remember how to deal with. and in order to dodge it successfully on SL1, you need to only dodge the bits that are actually going to hit you. Because several of her swings in that are just going to like whip overhead or do something unimportant. I'm still not like playing the fight well overall. I am not feeling it, Mr. Krabs. Let's grab. Slam. That's something. Oh, that's the, like, quad slash. That was a grab, and I dodged it wrong. There are some configurations of armor and health where you can survive the grab even at SL1, but it's not worth it. She only uses the attack during phase 1. It's easy to dodge, and it gets you a lot of damage when you dodge it. So why bother kitting out to survive something that is a big opening for you? I was doing so much better at this the other day. There we go. That's how you dodge the grab. Surprised that dodge worked out. That's fine. Let's grab. I stayed in too long because I thought she would go for the phase transition. There's the phase transition, and I'm not close enough to punish it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's an 8. Okay, I thought it was one shorter than that I could roll in. So it's the 8th one that you go in on. I gotta get my openings when the getting's good. The Bandit Knife is so wicked fast that you don't actually need too many big openings. You don't need that many openings to fill up the bleed gauge with this. But you also can't sit around because the boss's bleed gauge deteriorates while you're not attacking the boss. That's a grab. Fire burst. That was dicey, but I think I had the dodge timing right, which I'm proud of. So that time I got the extra bleed proc during her phase transition, but her actual phase transition attacks just put her in a weird corner. Alright, what do you got? What do you want to do with the mid-range? Stuff. Got it. Okay. I give myself more time in this. It's the twin stabs. Oh, she does a twirl after that. Shoot. Okay. Note to self, after the leap, she does a twirl. Okay, giving myself some more space and more time is a bit better, so I don't have to worry about just being sliced up by her mumbo-jumbo attacks, where she just does a dozen things. It is difficult to remember how to stay safe during this. I think the one attack that I need to get a better opening out of, that she used there, is her like carving floor cut there, where she carves the floor and then it does a dark pulse. I think I can just walk around her for that attack and be super safe. I dodged too early, and then I didn't get the dodge off after. The delayed attacks from the Dancer are not as nasty as the delayed attacks in Dark Souls 2, but she still has them, and you have to watch out for that. Dark Souls 2 is all about bosses who delay their attacks and then autocorrect to kill your dodge. Dark Souls 3 just has variable attack timing. Each of the individual attacks are quite fair, though. There's just a lot going on. Those knights, man, they're so eager to get at me. Burst. Grab. Staggered her. She'll want a phase change pretty soon. As I said it. 4, 5, 6, 7. That time she spun on the 7th. I wonder if it's slightly variable. Something else just to mess with me. Lots of whirly-gigging cuts. I didn't know she could still do that attack in second phase. Apparently, yes. What is this? It's Dark Pulse. That's the end of Dark Pulse. Okay, that's plenty of time to take distance. Nice. And then spin. That was too early of a dodge after the backhand. You don't buffer the dodge in the backhand. I was getting close. It's hard to get the consistent pressure that I need to get the bleed procs to actually pop when she's in the second phase. Oh hey, thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a good Halloween. Ow. Ow. That's not great. Oh, she just got me with the hand slap. I could barely even, like, see it happening. I'm actually going to turn on the light over in here. Because I don't think, like, the darker the room, or it's not particularly dark in the room. It's not bright either. Yeah, I don't have crazy plans myself today, so you know. I might spend a little bit of time out with friends. I'm probably gonna order in for food because I don't want to bother with doing much. I have not determined if I will be putting on any sort of costume. I have a couple costume materials upstairs. I think I should get together some sort of costume to be on stream with. There's Croc. That's the end. It was the long slow cut. I need to actually watch for that long slow cut and roll in on that instead of rolling out. If I roll into that, I'll be out of the range. Or inside the range, I guess. Yeah, so it seems as though her phase transition whirligig attack is like either 7 or 8 spins, which is awesome. And it does seem like I can actually stick close to her so long as for the like her standard multi-cut string, I just need to make sure I'm moving away from her as she's in the middle of the string so that I don't run out of stamina before the string's up. Oh, that was not a phase transition. Okay. There's the phase transition. I got another bleed proc in. There it is. She has a slight delay on the last cut. That's uppercuts. First. And that's the dancer. So that was a really lucky set of actions there. Oh yeah, that's why I picked up Lobotomy Corp. It was super on sale. Yeah, the sale started on the 28th and it's up through November 1st. Yeah, that was a really good set of behaviors, and once I knew that I'm like, okay, after I got the bleed proc during her phase transition, I knew I just needed to go high pressure and like get it done right then and there. It was like, I immediately had the this is the run feel. Yep. And now that the dancer's done, we largely put away this what's it called? We largely put away this bandit knife. We're not going to take it back out for a while. I think it might be a good weapon on twin princes, but I don't remember if they're actually more vulnerable to bleed or not. Okay, we have access to a whole lot more stuff now. I do think that transition is, to get this ladder down, is like a little extra, but it's kind of nicely morbid. You've got the bleed going there. It's cool stuff. Yeah, Lobotomy Corp is pretty interesting, for sure. Okay, I want to dump these 60,000 souls into something before I continue on. Now, because we killed a boss after sending Grey Rat to pillage, Grey Rat might be dead in this run, I'm not sure. I can't remember all the rules on how he lives or dies. He sure as hell ain't gonna be here. Let's buy some stuff. Might as well clear you out of embers. Tired of looking at them. I'm never going to use a Divine Blessing. It's never going to be worthwhile for me. I could buy some boss armors for fashion, but I'm not liable to wear any of them. The Dancer's set is available. It's like a medium-heavy armor set. It looks cool. It's a one-time purchase. I'm spending my souls on whatever I want. Okay, I've got 8 of these stored. Let's make that 20. The Dancer is worth, like, more souls than a lot of other things I've been killing, because it's like a later game boss that we just kind of jumped ahead to kill. Alright, done and done. Okay, so with her dead, we're going to be switching back off to the Raw Reinforced Club. Which does remind me... Okay, we need 4 more large Titanite to upgrade this to the +6 level. But we're probably not going to be worrying about that. Very soon, we should be able to switch off to the Astora Straight Sword. We just need to get a ring for it. Now, I don't remember the exact layout of where things are up in Lothric Castle, but there's a lot of great loot here. There are also some very tough, like, red-eyed knight dudes. So, we're gonna get wrecked for a while. Yeah, that's a shortcut that we can open. Oh, Langstrike, I was commenting earlier in the chat. I do agree with you that the, like, layout of the zones and the way they're ordered in Dark Souls 3 is very linear. But what's nice is that the zones themselves, internally, are not very linear. We gotta kick him twice for his shield to go flying. Casting a miracle? Get out of here. Yeah, we've got enemies that just drop large Titanite now, kind of matter-of-factly. Can I take this down? Yes, I can. Okay, I believe this direction leads to Osiros, the Consumed King. Oh, I could have rolled off there to get somewhere. Okay, so we've got like a Toxic Poison Miasma. That's the Consumed King's Garden. We've got several of these Pus of Man enemies now. And they're like extra special maggoty. Claw. Stuff, more stuff. Excuse me. Now, I'm gonna die to poison, won't I? Before I... yeah. Okay. Right, so we can go down to the Consumed King's Garden. There's some items there. Consumed King Osiris is on the other side of that. Yeah, they do make they make really good use of shortcuts, and there's like some of these areas you can skip half the area if you traverse it quite well. I was going through the jail under Irithyll and the jail earlier today, and the number of like forks within Irithyll is pretty nuts. So ultimately, you still only have like 2 paths out of the place, and that's considered a place that is like more forking than the others. Yeah, that's not active yet. The trouble about this place, that guy's casting a buff that gives regeneration, and these red-eyed knights with regeneration on them are super nasty. I was lucky enough to not aggro him, but there's an unavoidable one up soon. And there's this guy. Cut that out. Trigger to backstab. That's cool. I am, like, bound up on the hitboxes there. Yeah. So, we are a little under par in terms of our weapons to get past these guys, but only a little bit. +6 weapon is about what's expected here. Yeah. DS2, the level layout in DS2 is just kind of abysmal. The boss fights are okay. People like DS2 because you have a lot of flexibility in your character builds, and I appreciate that. And it's also like the first one that was 60 FPS. Because Dark Souls 1 doesn't really have a lot of character build variety, so I understand why people like Dark Souls 2. Let's see. I've heard from other people that Jedi Fallen Order has some Dark Souls vibes, and I'm pretty intrigued. I think I had it wishlisted for that reason, and it's always something that's been on my list for a long time, but I do expect it's going to take a while to like get through. I think I can just skip this room, right? Does that piss anybody off? I mean, that dude is going to like start casting miracles and stuff, but that's not different. I can kill this guy before he casts his miracle. Will this knight actually turn to notice me? Maybe not. I woke another dude up, coming on through here. Bonfire. Now, Dark Souls 3 is maybe too generous with its bonfires. This get lit or not? I can't even tell. This guy's gonna run away after, like, casting a buff. What a tool. Same tricks for these guys from earlier in the game work. They're basically the same enemy with more health and poise as the earlier versions. This is a real chest. I think that's a decent armor set. I don't quite remember. This isn't illusory, right? No. They haven't pulled that trick since Dark Souls 1 with an illusory fireplace. There we go. And that's the entire reason we're over here, is here we can get access to Titanite chunks, and it's a bit ahead of schedule for us to be here getting those. We're going to be able to gather up a few of those and get our weapons kind of vaulted up to a preposterous state. Oh, shoot. I just moved backwards. Yeah. That drop-off is there, so you can get back over here after using that bonfire. And now I've angered a red-eyed knight. Whee! And I still left this guy alive. But whatever. What is it right now? Like 30% off for Fallen Order? I think I did see it on sale. Yeah, I beat the dancer. It's a bummer if you stepped away while I was fighting the dancer. I'm gonna say straight up, you missed out. But you can check the VOD for it later. Ah. Yeah, definitely one of the more hype bosses. Oh, it's like 15 bucks right now? Yeah, I should pick it up now. Because I know I'm gonna play it eventually, so I'll just make sure I buy it before the end of the day. The sale's up until the 1st, right? I feel like something's gonna drop on my head. Yeah, there he is. Ow! Illusion. Neat. I knew that wasn't a dead end. Winged Knight stuff. Sacred Bloom Shield. Jumping off. No thank you. You do get several helpful messages for playing online. You also get some trolls. I'm not going to say they necessarily balance out. I think you get more helpful stuff than you get trolled. Another Titanite chunk, alright. That is the minimum requirement. Ow. That is the minimum requirement to get ourselves a +7 weapon, is 2 chunks. Ah, okay. I gotta watch out. These pale hollows do unruly amounts of damage for what they are. Yeah, I haven't been watching gameplay of Fallen Order because I know I want to play it, and I don't want to be too spoiled on it. I mean, like, it reviewed pretty well, right? Y'all had your chances to kill me. Bonfire. Dark Souls 3 is way too... Wait, what? Why couldn't I light that? That's not a fake bonfire. That's got to be, like, a really weird bit about where exactly I was standing. I'm still gonna make this sprint. Yeah, Dark Souls 3 is weirdly generous about its bonfires. It's got so many bonfires. It's got these tight enemy gauntlets, too. Aw, man. I was on the button because I was sprinting. I didn't, like, let off the button. I didn't, like, let off the button and get the repress quite correctly. I might not have... it might be that I didn't fully get off the button. Tricky. Nice. Ow. Oh, wow. Okay, 2 crossbowmen killed me there. Yeah, I think I'm definitely going to be going through Fallen Order on hard. I have mixed feelings about, like, the variable difficulty in games. So many games do not handle difficulty scaling well. And that's because in a lot of cases, the difficulty of an area cannot be expressed, like, numerically through the amount of damage that enemies do, or you can't arrive at the difficulty by virtue of how much health you have, or how much damage you inflict, or how long it takes to kill things. Why can't I activate this? There it goes. Okay, that was pretty frustrating. You're allowed to light bonfires while enemies are coming at you. I just couldn't get that one to trigger. Got a lot of corpses of knights around here. I do think, as a note, I haven't, like, brought this up throughout the whole game. I think the set dressing in Dark Souls 3 is super pretty, and it's like the bleakest the game has looked. It has a look that's like a generation beyond Dark Souls 1 and 2 in terms of, like, all the stuff that's going around. You've got, like, these mist particles blowing through, and just, like, every area you look at, there's so much detail going on. Okay. Yeah, that dragon up there is no pushover. That is a legitimate dragon. This guy is awake and angry. See, he's a red-eye boy, so he has an absurd amount of health. Okay, I thought I would be dead from the fall. But I'm not, I guess. But yeah, red-eye knights have just crazy, crazy health totals relative to our pathetic unstat itself. So, I'm pretty sure this dragon... flambe this area. Yeah, okay. Oh, he actually sweeps back over that like 3 times. So the trick of this area is there's a route that you have to take to get around behind the dragon. And the dragon is like feeble and can't turn around. So you just hit him in the butt until he dies. Also, there's 2 dragons up there. So you just want to take a drop and then come down here and walk around here. If I go into that lower gutter area, it wakes up a bunch of undead. A few of them are already awake. Yeah. Raw gem. That's okay. Some of the hollows around here only really serve the purpose of throwing the anti-healing concoction. Okay, that route's not viable. Got it. Can't run through there until I've dealt with one of these guys. So we need to run further back over that way. And thankfully also, since this is Dark Souls 3, Dragonfire kills the NPCs again. It's so weird and infuriating that in Dark Souls 2, enemy attacks generally are fairly friendly to one another. Like, they can still hurt each other, but, like, most of the time in Dark Souls 2, if the enemies attack each other or hit each other, it does, like, tickle damage, which kind of breaks the expectations that are set for you in Dark Souls 1. And it's annoying for the game to change around like that. That's right, this whole alleyway's full of assassins. That's right. That's not going to be worth it. Let's cut back around. What I loosely remember about the item I'm going for in this area is that it's up on a rooftop. Like, really high up. So I need to get through, like, a couple more segments, and I think take out these dragons before I'll really be going for that. Okay, that area I think is more offshoot than anything else. I think the area on my left is like the progression direction. As for the item on that bridge, I think I have to be across the bridge. Ow. I'm not sure exactly what shot me, but I haven't gone this direction yet. Oh, there's a Irithyll Knight here. I don't... Okay, there's nothing else around here that looks like it's progression. Okay, he killed me. Okay, that fire reaches that area, so I can't go that way. Figure out the way through here, and I don't want to kill everybody in order to figure it out, because that's tedious. I want to see if I can manage this drop. Got it. Okay, Undead Bone Shard. I don't need my Estus to be any more powerful, so that's just meh. Unimportant. So now I need to figure out the way out through here. That enemy there is a pus of man. It's going to explode at the big boy. Okay. So this direction would be the way, like, forward up out of here. So... Oh, there's an item here, isn't there? A lightning urn. It's not very important. I'm not going to go that way. I have to go that way. Great. And the enemy back here is also a pus of man? Yep, there he is. Wow, that glitched in a terrifying way. I think he, like, clipped into something or through the floor, or... Does he just appear there mysteriously? What the heck is that? Does somebody want to clip that? Like, that's a real Halloween delight. Oh, boy. Yeah, I think that's absolutely not supposed to work that way. Ugh. Spoopy. We'll just trigger this guy a little early with a firebomb. This area should be more manageable if I, like, kill them a couple at a time instead of, like, all of them jumping me at once. Somebody's gonna hop down. There you are. I gotta say, going through the Irithyll jail earlier today was definitely putting me in the Halloween spirit, so to speak. I mean, not so to speak, it was. It's horrifying. Okay, he still got me. That's a significant item. You can tell by the glow being brighter on certain items that they're important. But that's not the direction I need to go to progress, because that's not looping me back over to the dragons. I mean, it let me out over there. That's the area I was on top of. That's the guy I was fighting earlier, and that's the little bit where the item was. Just something you can really appreciate about Dark Souls. Alright. So I'm really guessing that to get through there, I have to go back over this way. There's got to be something over here. So I haven't checked over this way. There's another red eye. There's another couple of big boy knights here who are looking at nothing. Nice bamboozle. I was tired of crossbows. Okay, so I think this direction feels to me maybe the most familiar. Is that wrong? Alright, well. You gonna jump down from there or not? Okay, so the big knights are over there. Okay, the axe guy came down here too. I don't want to fight the halberd guy and the axe guy at the same time. So I think what I'm supposed to do... Oh, no, I thought I saw a staircase. I was wrong. Yeah, thanks for grabbing that. I may put that somewhere. It's like a happy Halloween from Dark Souls. Okay, so I think what I'm probably supposed to do here is maybe like take a quick stint in this fire breath area. I just need to determine how their fire breath behavior works. Looks like when I'm here, he's starting to breathe fire. Is he just kind of hanging out? He's just kind of hanging out. Okay. There's the threshold of where he starts the fire breath. It doesn't come into the stairs at all. So I'm thinking that maybe over that way is where I need to run. So after this, here we go. Oh no, there's a lingering damage effect. Okay. Alright. I think that leaves me with the Irithyll Knight to check on. Time for monster. So, but I can kind of see, like, it doesn't look like there's anything down here. I'm seeing something behind the bookshelf, but I think it's just the crown molding of the room. I don't think that's necessary right now. Yeah, so one of the dragons I need to take down is up on top of this building. So my goal right now is get on top of the structure that I'm currently in. I had thought there might be like a secret elevator to do that. So I'm going to try running this. That is not helping me. Okay. I was basically checking to see if there was like a ladder or something in there that would give me a hand. No. Okay. As for Pus of Man enemies, if you slap them before they transform, they won't transform. So grab a Titanite chunk and another Titanite chunk. This gets us up to 5 chunks. It's pretty good. At 6 chunks, we can get a weapon up to +8. We have to slow down here again, because we need to deal with thieves. Like, for SL1, getting that particular Titanite Lizard is really hard. It's kind of the case where, you know, you can go get it, but you might die to do it. How many throwing knives does this guy want to throw? It's like, come on, buddy, you know that's not working. So we run about to here, do a quick loop. A guy's going to jump down. Cool. Alright, so this time... Ooh, thanks for the Estus. Nice. So this time I'm going to kill these guys so that I can try and get the item that was on the roof. Ow. That's distinctly rude of you. Yeah, they basically just drop throwing knives all the time. Okay, so with those thieves down... I'm going to wait for this guy to come up here, and I'm just going to try and slip on past him to grab this. Got it. Sniper crossbow. That's useless. Okay, so now we have a whole bunch of enemies that respawn. Something I have been thinking I want to do, but it's like a ton of work, is go back through some of my older videos, the Dark Souls streams specifically, and make compilations of boss kills and deaths. So a deaths comp and a boss kills comp. And the boss kill would be like the full fight, the fight like start to finish with the kill. Okay, so I was thinking that what I had to do for this dragon was like, maybe I need to run for this on the far side. Get there, get there, get there, get there! Okay, I didn't die. These are explosive, and that guy up there is definitely hucking fire bombs. So I'm gonna blow up at least half of those. We got some items down here. Oh my god. Oh, and we've got another guy. Whew! Got it. Okay. Yeah, I don't think anybody else is going to firebomb me. Oh, look. All that just to get a small handful of more firebombs. In case you haven't had enough. Oh, we get a raw gem from him. That's cool. I wonder if that's a rare drop or if it's scripted. Because I don't know if this enemy type can drop that by default. Okay, taking a look around. I see there's a number of, like, dudes huddled over, hoping I don't notice them. If I run over this way, I don't think they're going to trigger. Got 2 dudes on the left here. That's really dangerous. He's not dead. There we go. Large soul of a nameless soldier. Okay. And this is like a dragon's frickin' toe. You can see that he's like infected by the pus of man. Oh, this is actually gonna get up and attack us. Ah, he's a ranged attack with a curse effect. I don't remember this super well. Okay. That's kind of cool. I believe, like everything else spooky in this game, this is an after effect of Osiris's experiments. Challenge. New Dark Souls challenge. Only use ranged consumables. The thing about it is, like, I mean, if arrows count, people do that run. It's actually a very cool run in Dark Souls 1, because in Dark Souls 1, there are a lot of enemies that have, like, specific headshot weak points. One of the most prominent, of course, is Quillag. If you shoot Quillag's human body, she'll get stunned. That's why, like, the easy strat to beat her is absolutely always you, like, take magic, and if you angle the magic shot up, you can hit her human body with magic, and she'll freaking crumple. I have no desire to fight this thing in melee. Another thing you can do with a consumable item strat is kill bosses with dung pies. Bosses that are vulnerable to poison and toxic can absolutely be cheesed to death by dung pies. We get 2 Titanite chunks, Ember, and a large Titanite chunk for getting that taken care of. And one of our 2 dragons is gone. We've still got that other dragon across the way. Okay, so that is dealt with. That is a little bit of a chore. I didn't remember the Pus of Man thing being there. I think there might be another angle that you can possibly attack that dragon from that is less contested. Okay, we've got a Red Eyes Knight over there, some clerical guys, and this, I believe, will open that gate, which is the gate that the dragons are standing in front of. So naturally, by opening this gate, we're getting a pretty big shortcut opened up to the bonfire that we're working from now. But we have to kill the other dragon before that actually has any merit. We're going to kill these huddled chumps. Grab this. That is a mimic. And here we have one of those alert skeletons. We haven't seen like one of those lantern alert hollows since like the first area of the game. Those guys are a design I really like because in Dark Souls 2, enemies are just psychic. Like if somebody's fighting, guys will come at you from like the other corner of the globe to get in on that. But in Dark Souls 3, generally speaking, there's like one enemy that puts everybody else on alert. There we go. The symbol of Avarice is actually a random drop from mimics. It's a hat. When you wear it, you take a little bit of constant damage, but you get your item discovery and you get your item discovery up and your soul count up. There's also a little bit of technique about it. When a boss dies, there is a bit of a window of time that you can switch your hat out for the symbol of Avarice and get the credit for it, thereby getting more boss souls, which is pretty substantial. It also looks goofy as heck. I'm going to show it off for a moment. Like, look at this thing. You can have a mimic head, but you can see my health is ticking down, so. I'm going to go back to my other goofy hat. Excuse me. But yeah, Dark Souls 3 actually makes the, like, kill bosses with dung strat even a little bit better, funnily enough. Oh, there was a ladder here the whole time. Huh, alright. Because in addition to dung pies, which you have in Dark Souls 3, you've also got dung sticks, which is like a melee attack dung effect. But yeah, what you do is you just, like, hit the boss with that stuff until the boss is under a toxic effect. And then after the boss is under a toxic effect, you need... Ooh, lizard. After the boss is under toxic, you will pretty much get poisoned at about the same time. So you just cure your toxic. And bosses actually take kind of a bunch of damage from poison, if it's a boss who's vulnerable to it. Can I just run over there and start smacking that dragon? I don't remember how awake this dragon will be. I think it might have given up. Is he still blinking? Are you in there, buddy? He's got them stone-looking scales, making them ominous noises. Oh. Huh. Okay. Bad news for you medically. Your head appears to be permeable. That's super weird. So many other things in the game have, like, good modeling. So I guess once we beat the other dragon that we beat, this one just kind of gives up the ghost. Get an ember here. Okay. So we've got some of those cleric dudes doing their blessing work. Got an item over here. The red-eyed guy who's like swinging at us now has like he's got like so much overkill there. It's like, oh yeah, I've got my holy enchanted sword and my regeneration buff. I'm like, dude, I have a stick. I've got a nail. I've got a bat with nails in it. This is too much. All right, so up through there, I believe, is the Dragon Slayer armor fight. This elevator, I think, leads to a shortcut, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that activated. I don't think we need to beat Dragon Slayer armor in order to get the item I'm looking for, but I might actually need to. That being said, Dragon Slayer armor is a freaking cool fight, man. I love the animations on that enemy. Okay, so this shortcut is now active. It's relative to the Dancer bonfire, or the second bonfire we got, because we can just drop down a ledge. We're just going to head right back up. I don't really want to go after Dragon Slayer armor immediately. I'd like to fight some other things around here. Mostly I want to see if I can get this Blessed Ring. But I'm starting to think I need to get past Dragon Slayer armor for it. Okay, doesn't open from this side. What else is new? So we've got a ladder there. We've got the Pus of Man looking thing that's like parasiting this dragon. But it looks like to get there is some other direction. I'm gonna climb up here. Okay, I think this might be where I'm looking for the rings, because like I said, it's a rooftop. Okay, so you can run across there and go fight those guys, which it looks like is the order of the day. More Titanite, yeah! Alright. Yeah, you've got deadly crossbows and stuff, and a guy with an axe. Ow. Can I kick this down? No, it's just a regular ladder. Okay. I moved a little off to the side because I wasn't sure how an enemy would descend the ladder. Ow. Got me with the backswing. Jerk. Need to slurp before something else, like, gets angry and wrecks my shit. So I wasn't sure if those crossbowmen would move back over and, like, start harassing me on that. Looks like a no. The Knight's Ring. Okay, this is one of the rings we were after. I believe this is the one with bonus strength. Yes. All of these rings are worth +5. And actually, like, I'm going to take a moment to show off how exciting this is. Because with 15 strength, we can use anything that requires up to 22 strength. So we can use, for instance, a large club. Use the Great Wooden Hammer. Let's see. I think actually, like, okay, we cannot use the Great Sword itself. We can't use... If we also get a Dex Ring and the Karthus Milk Ring for 3 rings total, you can actually wield the Black Knight Sword at SL1 in this game. Yeah, so just a quick highlight of some shenanigans. But the Knight's Ring is not going to be our go-to ring. Keep using the Karthus Milk Ring because it makes dodging look cool. The Karthus Milk Ring is not actually making our dodge any better, it just makes it look different. There is a different ring that actually makes our dodging stronger. Ow. No lightning, please. Excuse me. Okay, so we've got the Altar of Sunlight here, and we've got this door, which is the door from earlier, just opens from this side. Take that, dummy. I was about to say, I'm like, I don't think he wants to come through this door. I tried to go for a kick because he had put up his sword to guard so many times, and then that time he didn't put up his sword to guard. I'm like, oh no! Alright, we can shortcut over to this. I'm going to refresh my coffee real quick. We're making good progress to the area. Okay, looks like it is 2 o'clock. I'm going to give myself a maximum of like 1 more hour before I feel pressured to take care of errands and things. So I'm like running out of food in my house. I've got no more bread. I'm low on milk. Regular stuff. I need to get more coffee soon. That is dire. Cannot abide by that. So now that that dragon's gone, he don't come back, we can just stroll on over here. We have the option of going over there and going after the Irithyll Knight and such. But I think by and large we just need to go through here. That knight starts off way over there, so he's not that threatening. This knight starts up over here, so he's very threatening. Run up over this way. We got a little tangled up on that guy. And then we head over here. Cool. And that's an alternative over, like, I can take either route to get there. This is a real treasure chest, so I'm going to sneak in behind this guy. Grab this for an unimportant item. We'll pray at the Altar of Sunlight for the Pray the Sun gesture. Okay, I would like for this guy to stop being angry at me. Okay, so I need to get back up on the roof and keep exploring around that way. There's another direction I need to run to. Let's see. So I think I should go back to the first bonfire and use the elevator to get back up. Technically. Yeah, there will be fewer things angry at me if I use the Lothric Castle elevator to get to where I am now. I'll be skipping past fewer enemies. Enemies don't like to be skipped sometimes. Oh right, I did get the Dragon Slayer axe. What are the requirements for that? 18 strength, 14 dex. So I need the dex ring and the strength ring to wield that. 2 rings this time. Where did I have to go for this? Is it? It's not this way. It's back a room. No, it's back like 2 rooms. It's over this way, then you fall down, and then you go into this room on the right, and in this room you take a left. And that should put me at the elevator. Yeah, there is an Angry Knight in here, but his patrol area is a bit slim, so he's generally not going to get angry. The Miracle Caster will, like, want to have words with me, but he's a chump. This elevator takes a long time to get back. Okay, I gotta send this elevator back down when I get to the top, so I don't have to wait for it again. It's even slow about it, man. But yeah, ranged only builds, if you allow for the use of arrows, there's a rich tradition of that. I think in Dark Souls 3, you can actually get to the short bow before fighting any enemies. I want to check and see if this is, okay, this is not one of the elevators you can stand on top of. I'm gonna check. Okay, so, way up onto the roof is right here. Take this. One thing I think is cool, you can kind of see some of the Dragon Slayer armor fight stuff from over here. There's this like floating tree fire spirit thing going on there. That's part of the fight. I think there might be a bonfire over in that room. I'm gonna go check that before I waste a whole bunch of time. So I feel like there was something here. It's either a bonfire or an elevator, or it needs keys or something. Try right in short ring ahead. Okay, I'm gonna be... That's noteworthy. Treasure ahead, try below. Down required ahead. Wait, good job. This elevator you can get on top of. That's a real treasure chest. I don't know who decided to attach chains to all of the treasure chests, but it's super helpful. And in Dark Souls 2, they just removed that signaling. I don't know why. Why would you do this to us? Okay, so this is not the area with the bonfire I was thinking of. It's probably past the Dragon Slayer armor, as for what I'm thinking of. Okay, nothing over here. Over to the right. The red Tearstone Ring, the classic. And we're back to the old Dark Souls 1 look of the red Tearstone Ring. The red Tearstone Ring in Dark Souls 2 doesn't even look like a Tearstone. Down required ahead, so contraption does not move. Ah, I see. You have to like do this ahead of time. You have to get this called in from another location. I think that connects to the consumed garden somehow. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna check along the roof a little more. So when I do, let's see, it's 12 large Titanite to get the ring up into the plus 7, 8 range. So I'm a little short on large Titanite. Am I carrying some ashes? Where do ashes go? I think that goes in your, okay, it's not a key item, I don't think. Part of this stuff. I'm not carrying any, am I? I must have turned them in. I didn't actually want to go down there. I want to go over here. Is there another way out of this room? There is not another way out of this room. So in that case, I've already found all there is to find in this little offshoot with that bit of rooftop. Because it's just this bit with this guy and then the Sunlight Altar where you can advance your Sunlight Covenant stuff. Okay, so it looks like I'd either be going into the garden or I'm fighting this guy. I'm gonna fight this boss a couple times, probably. So we see there's this thing that's like blessing or animating the armor. It's a little unclear. Ow. So this boss has a lot of really cool hitboxing that I'm gonna have to remember. Part of the trick of him is that a lot of his stuff whiffs on a standing target if you're in his face. It's part of him like wielding an axe. Do I want to work on this segment here right now, or do I want to go a different direction? Because there's still a lot of items I can get down in the Consumed King's Garden. Oh yeah, this is like overlooking the dancer fight. Pretty cool. Let's see. The Consumed King's Garden is out this way. Past one dude with a mace. Yeah. I still can't open this. I believe that's some elevator shenanigans. Stabbing in the back required ahead. You're not wrong. It's a really good strategy. It's easy and it does a lot of damage. This guy is a bit of a slow turnaround, so it's very doable. The Great Shield, like, clonk totally gets me sometimes. It's troublesome. For this guy, you really want to get his health to be low before he casts the buff, and then just kill him with the buff. The Priestess Ring is actually what I'm looking for. That is the item that we are in this place to find. All I can remember is that it's up on a rooftop, and there's like some holy fat knights that are going to cast like a bunch of miracles at me. There we go. It takes multiple kicks to get that guy to put his shield down. But hey, if he's going to give me a large Titanite every time, that's alright. Agony ahead. It certainly is a tough area here. Getting all of the items in this area is the real pain in the neck. Okay. I'm going to send the elevator back up before I continue exploring. Also, I need to actually check. Yeah, that's right. There was an early exit here on this elevator, so I'm not necessarily going to send the elevator back up, because I need to not put myself on the lowest possible area for a bit. Get an Estus shard, so we can get up to 12 Estus uses. How luxurious. It's going to be more than that, actually. So I think I've already used Estus this lifetime. Get a Titanite chunk. It's prestigious to be able to jump over here, but that's all there is to it. Yeah. And of course, this area here is pretty stinking poisonous. Yeah. It's actually toxic poison as well, which is pretty nasty. I don't think Purple Moss Clump fixes toxic. It does not. It has to be blooming. I think Moss Fruit will do it too. Nope, that's just resistances. Do I have any fix for this? No. Okay. So we'll be under the effect of toxic. Ring of Sacrifice, Nito Bandito. Yeah, being under a toxic effect pretty much almost explicitly removes the effect of our Lloyd Ring that gives us higher damage mitigation when our health is full, because we're not going to have full health at any point in time. Let's see. And the damage does actually tick pretty quickly. We want to just try to skirt through all of the Pus of Man stuff here. And try to remember where the bonfire is. Ah, boy. Okay. It's before here, I think. More Titanite. We are also here to get Titanites. That's pretty good. Okay, there's something here. I think this gives me the shortcut. Let's take this up. Still toxic. Yeah, I think this was something that like wasn't functioning earlier in terms of elevators. Where does this connect to? Okay, wherever it connected to, some guy's trying to shoot me with darts. You may not have noticed. I will forgive you for not being aware. I am already super poisoned, buddy. this area we have the notably strange pairing of priests with thralls. Just gonna thwack him a couple of times to get him out of my way, so that I can open this door. Yes, and this is the door that was on the way to the other elevator. So that is that. Let's see. I think I can get down to the dancer bonfire to not die. Maybe. Got it. Didn't die. Cool. I believe this gives me the proper route to go after Osiris. I remember making this run a lot. That's not really what I want to be working on right now, I don't think. I think I need to get past the Dragon Slayer armor to get the Priestess Ring. This elevator's horribly slow. And the Priestess Ring is kind of the big upgrade that I'm looking for. Take that elevator, we send the elevator back down. Because I looked over here, and... remember, this just like dead ends, right? Okay, no, it's got an elevator that I can't activate yet. That was the thing. And then over here is nothing? Well, there's a drop to something. Can I survive that drop? Maybe with the Silver Cat? Yep, no damage too with the Silver Cat. So it's an extra drop to get that item, which is theoretically significant. Okay, it would be very significant to a miracle user. I believe that's a fairly good, like, miracle prompting thing. And I'm just going to be murdered pretty summarily. Okay, so there's some other stuff over that way. I think I can drop to that roof and then go around the back. I'm going to see what I can do with that. Ugh. Let's see. What else have I got planned? So tonight I'm going to be playing Inscription. I've still got a lot more content to dig into on Lobotomy Corporation, but it seems like Lobotomy Corporation will go on forever, so I'm not sure how like far in I'm going to go on it. And at some point I might just go to playing that offline. Because I only have so much appetite for streaming strategy. Although I think strategy's neat, and there's a lot of intriguing stuff to read about, and some good, like, moment-to-moment gameplay in Lobotomy. So maybe I'll keep doing that on stream. So I'm still doing this on Mondays, and I know that on Wednesday I'll be getting back into Echoes of the Eye. I'm not certain what I will be playing on Wednesdays once I finish Echo of the Eye. So that is open candidate type of thing. So yeah, I think there's probably something over this way. I was wrong? Yep. I was wrong. So this was a waste of time. Now, I could use a Homeward Bone to not die, but whatever. It's not important. Maybe I could also just live. It's not a bad idea. I feel like there is something secret around here that lets me get up there. I think I need to kill the Irithyll Knight for that. Yeah, I think you're right about that. I think, like, I really feel as though grinding to some extent is kind of ideal. And if I play a game and I find that a certain way of engaging with it or a certain kind of strat is optimal, then I'm going to go towards that strat every time. I mean, if what you mean by grinding is just like staying in the game beyond the point when you fill out the energy for the day, I think that's just like, I think that's just a risk assessment thing you can do. Because if you trigger another meltdown, you could wind up getting somebody killed if the meltdown goes wrong or targets the wrong item and you don't have the ability to accommodate it. And I feel that's very much an on-purpose thing in the game. Okay, it's currently at +5. I have the ability to get this up to like +7. So I think I'm going to be in a bit of a hurt locker in terms of trying to fight this boss with a weapon that's a lot weaker than what I could be using. The damage profile's not bad. The onlooker spirits are active now, and they can do all sorts of junk, which is kind of why I want my health to be higher, because I'm going to have a very hard time reacting to these goons that are going to throw all sorts of magic at me. So getting higher damage before going into the fight is definitely a way of not having to worry about that. Oh, they can increase each of their stats by 4 every day if they use it. Yeah. Yeah, the goon experience grind is pretty real. You have a limited number of tasks that you can feasibly do per day once you get later in. If you don't have any truly dangerous anomalies in your base, then yeah, you could probably train up every single guy, because meltdowns won't matter, and if you don't have anything worse than a Dawn ordeal, you can just beat the Dawn ordeal and keep going. And no matter how many times your things melt down, if you don't have at least like some kind of lethal Teth threat, you're not going to worry about the meltdown. Even then, I think, yeah, because it was not until I got a few certain objects in my base that grinding became non-viable. Because there's a couple things that the containment procedures on them are such that I can only safely interact with them a couple of times a day, which means if you trigger a meltdown on that, you can't interact with it safely. Somebody's going to die if they go to mess with it. And that's regardless of the level of your goons. So I think you can get the challenge back if you keep at it, but I agree with you in that you can grind out some of the early challenge to make it less of a thing. That being said, there are some anomalies that require you to have your stats low to interact with them. So leveling everybody up in all their stats is not entirely correct. You'll get punished for it. There are some anomalies that are super nasty, where the ideal way of interacting with them is like a stat at 2. So a character with a stat at 1 can't do it, a character with a stat at 3 can't do it, and once they've interacted with it enough at 2, they're going to increase to 3. Which I felt was very entertaining, and helps the game balance a lot. Because certainly if you could just like hard stat your way out of the danger, it wouldn't be very fun. But you actually need to have some people that stick at like mid-goon level. Yeah. That is, I have found that's a bummer. I am annoyed by the inconsistency in the flow of the lob that you get. Because even like ending a day clean will sometimes only get you 2 or 3, but you happen to get that point where a bunch of people level up and you get like 9. And I think it's kind of peculiar that you are rewarded with more employees for managing your employees well, or you get like extra employee level ups for leveling up your employees. I wish that lob was tied to something else. But I kind of expected that the game would have some clunky elements. I think that was absolutely part of like my expectation going into the game. So I'm gonna have to farm up some more stuff later to make up for spending this stuff on the reinforced club. But hey, whatever. I gotta get through this somehow, so. So the fact that Grey Rat has not returned, I think confirms that he is dead in this run. And I'll have to go back in Irithyll somewhere to find his body. Oh well, these things happen. Okay, yes, I believe I am traversing from the Dancer Bonfire. Yeah, it's definitely got clunky stuff going on. And I felt as though it was... When I first started playing the game, I felt as though the restart day option was kind of a bummer. But after playing the game for a while and seeing how the different anomalies are balanced, I'm like, okay, this is pretty necessary. Because the more threatening anomalies, you can't choose to, like... Early on, I was like, okay, for new anomalies... I'll throw like a level 1 higher in to test them. They're probably going to die, and I'm going to learn something that will help me manage it. And with that, I'm like, I don't need to restart the day, I just need to manage my people well. But I played a little further in, and it's like, yeah, this anomaly, if somebody mismanages it, it explodes and it'll kill like 3 other guys in the same department. So you can't even have like high-level guys in the same department as a failure. I'm like, okay, this is where the restart day comes in handy. Because I basically got an object that, if you interact with it poorly, or even if you interact with it at a normal level, it can cause, even interacting with it at a normal level, it can cause one of your pawns to go on a murderous rampage, and they get boosted stats. When they do, so they can easily take out like 3 other guys. And then they have to be killed as well. But I also figured out, because somebody who'd played the game before was in the chat to lend a hand, there was like a better way of me dealing with that. Ah, he got me. Yeah, I gotta muck with which of this dude's attacks will just whiff. I was starting to get in. There's like, I think it's somewhere around day 10 or 11. They give you the first glimpse of some like unreliable narrator stuff that's going on in the meta plot of the game, and that's pretty interesting. So I might like stick into it longer to check that out as well. I also think, I mean, naturally for this kind of game, the combat and suppression stuff is kind of clunky. I think the interface for selecting and moving around your guys is a little unnecessarily difficult to work with. It, like, the unit management is on a level where, it kind of feels to me like they should let me, do RTS group selection and team assignment, and then like manage them with numbers. Yeah, the tutorial is fairly important, I would say. You need to understand like a few things about what's going on. Well, that was quick. Yeah, this is that fight that's like, it's not as it's not always as well regarded as the Dancer, but it's a reasonably difficult fight. And it's not as cheesable as the Dancer, because like, yeah, I beat the Dancer and it was tough and it was like a legitimate fight, but I also kind of cheesed it in terms of the amount of damage I was doing. Dragon Slayer armor I think is less cheesy. You just have to dodge it correctly. Yeah, yeah. That was a bit that I thought was like a little peculiar. That you need to use like white-black damage when you are up against entities. I don't think any entity or ordeal, like, I think they just take that as damage against their health, no matter what type of damage it is. But it's really important to have white damage to, like, unpanic employees. There are certain effects that can happen to your employees, though, that you can't unpanic them from. And you have to actually drop them. That's right. The hallmark of this fight is that it's actually, like, weirdly fair. Yep. I think there's an opportunity there for a critical attack that I'm missing, because I need to be standing in front of him when it happens. I also think in terms of the balance of the game, some of the ordeals are not built out the same. And until you know kind of how the balance of the ordeals work, it's kind of obnoxious. Plus, the ordeal that is happening for a day is not set in stone. You can restart the day and wind up with a different ordeal. And some of the ordeals are just way, way tougher and not any more rewarding. Like, Amber Dawn ordeal is the worst Dawn ordeal. The other ones are not nearly as bad. So, to some extent, you could start the day off and just scam the restart day until you get an ordeal that's easier to deal with. Because you can see what the Dawn ordeal is going to be after, like, 2 meltdown cycles. Ow. That was a bad buffer, but we're okay. Oh, okay, that does hit slightly behind him. Yeah, yeah. I would agree with that. A super obfuscated rock, paper, scissors. I think another thing that I found is a little annoying, like, once I've seen an ordeal once, I should be able to look at it in the encyclopedia. To like make sure I'm ready for it or that I have a plan or something like that. But honestly, the way that damage happens to all of your goons, it is mostly a matter of if you could move around the goons in a more fine-tuned way, the challenge would be substantially mitigated. And the problem with Amber Dawn is that it appears as a swarm of stuff, and your characters cannot run away from it at all. Whereas all of the other threats, like if you're up against Green Dawn, they can run away from it super easily. So you can just like move people in and out and manage who's taking the damage, and it's no problem. Now, in terms of like ego weapons and guns, I've only unlocked one gun the entire time, which I'm like wondering if that's bad luck on me and there are more guns that I'm just not seeing, or if it is that there's that they are mostly melee weapons. I don't know. This guy came out the gate pretty angry this run. I knew that was going to whiff. Please be a little bit further from the edges. Yeah, that shield slam is very typically, I'm going to have a bad buffer dodge after it. Okay, I thought that might go over my head, and I was wrong. That time I had backed far away enough from it. That attack is one to watch out for. Where am I? Okay, the dudes are active. Slurp. I was too close. I was about to do the rollout to get behind that, but I was really tense, like going for just two more hits, because I wanted to kill him before they did a second attack cycle of the spell casting. Like, the fact that he was on a vulnerable attack cycle is the extra bad thing, because if I had just gotten that dodge in a moment sooner, I absolutely had him. Stamina management is coming out rough in this fight. Alright, I owe it to myself to only spend about like 15 or 20 more minutes on this. Just like 2 attempts maybe. This is a really quick boss run, so maybe 3 attempts. But I should not spend the entire day cooped up on this. I definitely have to run out and do stuff. I was thinking I should pick up some like apple cider. Just to be in the season of it. Okay, that attempt doesn't count. Like, that was one of those cases where the lock-on didn't actually track him quite right, and it, like, unlocked me. And it was a super delayed attack. I don't know if I've seen him use that attack the entire time. But yeah, overall, the Dragon Slayer Knight has really good animation work, and that's what makes the boss really fair. It's really clear which attacks he's going for and what he's doing, and his hitboxes are very precise. hitboxes are like exactly where the model is. It's very nice. I don't think he's parryable, although he looks like he would be. There we go. Now we've got the lock on. Nope, he did a double attack there. Ah, shoot. I'm being a little too eager on drinks. He gives you a lot of drink opportunities, but that was not one of them. Ah, man, I should have had that 2 runs ago. So my other option here, because right now I'm going after Dragon Slayer armor, I could also be going after the Consumed King Osiros, who I think... I can't recall if he's a boss that I want to use Bleed for, or if he's actually more vulnerable to lightning, or how it works. I'd have to check. He's a weirdo. It's like a half-dragon. He is a quite threatening boss. He's got some attacks that like sweep big areas and can actually one-shot us at SL1, which is a bit unusual. Like, most of the game is fair about what can one-shot us. Like, the things that can one-shot us are usually big, telegraphed attacks. Big distance, slurp. Away. Now move in. Ah, shoot. I was in just the wrong spot for that. Yeah, that is like his... That is his worrisome signature attack, is when he's got like the double hand brace into the floor sliding cut. You do want to be behind him for that attack. It's just a little awkward. Alright, I'm going to call that for now, so that I can like go about the day and like do stuff and communicate with human beings in the real meat space. I will be back online to interact with you human beings in the cyberspace later tonight for Inscription. Look forward to it. Thanks for stopping by as always. This has been Jupiter Exile. Until next we wander. Good night. Or good afternoon. It's only the afternoon. We're not done yet.